I'm Andy Revkin. I cover the environment for the New York Times. I've been writing about climate change, the human influence on the climate system, since 1988 or so. That was a year we had record heat waves around the world. The Amazon was ablaze, and there was a big meeting in Toronto, Canada, a meeting about the changing atmosphere, the human influence on the atmosphere. And that's when this Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change got started, the IPCC, which just came out with its fourth report since 1990 on what's happening with people and the climate. Humans now are the dominant driver of warming. What we know profoundly well is that we're in for probably 12 or more feet of sea level rise over the next 1,000 years. In other words, a new coastline every century or so. And if you're in Bangladesh or even downtown Manhattan, that's a big deal. To some extent, the findings in this new report catch us kind of like Wile E. Coyote in those old Roadrunner cartoons, where he realizes suddenly he's over a cliff and you see his feet run in fast motion as he's trying to scramble back. Essentially what the report is saying is that we face already, because of this buildup in these gases that trap heat, and because of the trajectory of growing populations and growing energy use, that we're pretty much committed to seeing rising temperatures and rising seas for centuries to come. The other inconvenient reality in this report is that they state that any policy changes, in other words, a best case policy where everybody kind of switches to a Prius tomorrow, and a worst-case policy where we just kind of keep on going, neither of those would really alter our climate perceptibly for several decades. So politically, that's very uncomfortable, because that leaves us in this place where the political cycle is 4 years, 6 years, 2 years, and the realities of this are that the consequences of choices made now wouldn't be apparent for a long time to come. That puts it back in all of our laps as kind of a legacy issue, almost more than a policy issue. How do we want to limit our actions now, change the way our priorities, to avert a long-term path toward a truly different planet, as some scientists call it?